All right, let's dive into some adventure travel. It looks like you guys are ready to ditch the daily grind and trade it in for something a little more, well, exhilarating.
It seems like you've definitely got a good set of resources.
We've got a lot to unpack today.
We do. We've got a video all about Banff National Park, another about Interlaken, which is supposed to be like the adventure capital of the world, and then we've got an article talking about a bunch of global destinations that are good for beginners who are looking for some safe thrills. So where do you want to begin?
Let's start in Canada.
Okay.
We'll head to Banff National Park. And this video, I have to say, I was just daydreaming, like soaking in the hot springs after riding a gondola, surrounded by the Canadian Rockies.
Oh yeah, those Banff Upper Hot Springs, they look absolutely incredible. And not just for the views. I mean, obviously Mount Rundle in the background, can't beat that. But they're also historic, you know?
Oh, wow.
Imagine like soaking in the same waters that people have enjoyed for over a century.
I love that.
The video also mentions that you can take a guided tour of the Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel. It's known as the Castle in the Rockies. It's massive.
I love a good guided tour,
Okay.
especially if you're a first-timer or, just dipping your toes into adventure travel. Sometimes it's good to have somebody to show you the ropes.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, and speaking of must-sees, that 360-degree rooftop observation deck at the top of Sulphur Mountain. Talk about views.
Yeah.
I was picturing myself, glass of wine in hand as the sun sets, just taking it all in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So beautiful.
Well, and that's the great thing about Banff, right? You can be as adventurous or as relaxed as you want.
That's true.
The video also talks about some scenic drives, like the Bow Valley Parkway, which is also known as Highway 1A. It kind of winds through the park. It's supposed to be great for spotting wildlife and getting those incredible views that you're talking about.
And for those picture-perfect photo ops, I mean, you can't forget about Moraine Lake.
Oh, yeah.
And, that rock pile view. Like, I want to rent a canoe, experience that turquoise water.
That sounds amazing.
Oh, it does. And, of course, Lake Louise.
Yeah.
I mean, it's known as one of the most photographed lakes in the world for a reason.
Yeah. It's interesting because the video talks about that a little bit, and they talk about how it's not just the beauty of the lake, it's also social media has played a big part in making it such a popular destination.
I bet, yeah.
So that's interesting. The video also recommends a hike to the Lake Agnes Tea House, which sounds super charming. And if you're feeling extra adventurous, you can extend your hike to the Beehive, and apparently that's where you get even more breathtaking views.
Tea and breathtaking views. I'm sold.
Sounds great, right?
I am sold. Okay, let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to leave Canada, and we're going to head over to Interlaken in Switzerland, which that video really boldly claims that it's the adventure sports capital of the world.
It's a pretty bold claim.
It is.
But you know what? I think it might actually live up to it. I mean,
Yeah.
It's nestled between two lakes, Lake Bryan and Lake Thun.
And they're so different, too.
Oh, they are. They are. Like, Lake Bryan has this incredible turquoise blue water.
It's the crazy.
And then Lake Thun is this deep, rich blue, almost sapphire. It's like two totally different worlds.
It's like two vacations in one.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Speaking of awesome, so the video also recommends checking out Hardercombe.
Yes.
And it's known as the top of Interlaken. And you get there by this charming 100-year-old funicular, which I love the sound of that already.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, at the summit, there's a restaurant called Panorama Restaurant.
Oh, wow.
And then, of course, you have the Two Lakes Bridge.
Of course.
So you get incredible views of both lakes.
That's got to be amazing. Yeah. They also talk about the Hardergrat Trail.
Yeah.
It's a 15-mile hike along a really breathtaking ridgeline, but they caution that it's not for beginners.
Yeah.
You need a good level of fitness, definitely need to prepare, and you also need to be aware of the mountain terrain and really respect it.
Right, safety first.
Oh.
Always. Now, for something a little bit less extreme, the video talks about Grindelwald first.
Yeah.
They've got paragliding.
Yes.
They have zip lines, mountain carts.
Wow.
It seems like an adrenaline junkie's paradise.
Wow.
But for those who, like myself, who may want to stay a little bit more grounded, they do have a cliff walk, which gives you incredible views without the leap of faith.
Right, right. Speaking of leaps of faith, the video does mention that paragliding is a must-do in Interlaken, but they do mention that motion sickness is pretty common, and apparently the pilots are well prepared. They come with these emergency kits.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's a funny little detail.
So maybe pack some Dramamine or something.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
The video also showcases Jungfraujoch.
Yes.
It's known as the top of Europe. And to get there, you take trains, you take a cable car, you even ride on what's known as the Jungfrau train, which that alone sounds like an adventure.
Yeah.
But they do caution that mountain weather can be super unpredictable, so check the webcams before you go.
Yeah, that's a really important tip.
Yeah. Now, at the top, you're going to find, well, they've got an ice palace.
Oh,
You're
wow.
going to find access to the Glacier Plateau. And I love this at Blair. They've got a Lindt chocolate shop.
Chocolate in a glacier, what's not to love?
Sounds amazing to me.
Mm-hmm.
After all of that excitement, you can head to one of the mountain towns like Mürren, Gimmelwald, or Vingen.
Ah, yes.
You've got stunning views, delicious Swiss fondue, and excellent beer. I even wrote down the name of the beer that they mentioned, Appenzeller beer.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
have to try that.
Appenzeller beer, that's a good one. You know, it's brewed in the Appenzell region, which is known for its rolling hills, and it's really picturesque.
I love it.
And the beer itself is like really crisp, really refreshing. It has like a slightly hoppy finish. It's just, yeah, perfect for after a day of exploring the Alps.
Sounds fantastic.
Okay.
But before we get too distracted by the beer, we have to talk about the Grindelwald Canyon Swing.
Ooh, yeah, the canyon swamp.
300-foot drop, and you swing between these narrow canyons.
It's definitely not for the faint of heart.
Not for me.
But I can imagine if you're an adrenaline junkie, it's got to be amazing.
It's got to be unforgettable.
Yeah. Speaking of which, they also talk about Lake Bryan. It has those sparkling turquoise waters, and you can go boating, you can go paddle boarding, and you can even go swimming.
All right.
They even have these free picnic areas, and they provide firewood.
Oh, stop it.
I know, right? Like a little lakeside barbecue.
Perfect.
That's idyllic.
Now, we can't forget about Lauterbrunnen.
Oh, yes.
It's a fairy tale village,
Yeah.
basically, with 72 waterfalls cascading down these 1,000-foot rock walls.
It's like something out of a movie.
It really is. And for those who are looking for, like, the ultimate challenge, there's Mürren Via Ferrata. It's like an obstacle course built right into the side of the mountain.
Oh.
So we're talking tight ropes, suspension bridges, and even, like, steps on a vertical rock wall.
That sounds insane.
Yeah, they definitely recommend a guide for this, especially if you're a beginner, and obviously safety first.
Always, always. You know what I really appreciated about the Interlaken video is that they give some really great tips. You know? Like they highly recommend getting the Swiss half-fare card.
Oh, tell me about it.
It gives you 50% off, like on most transportation. So that's like trains, gondolas, boat trips.
Yeah.
That can save you a lot of money.
Especially when you're hopping around on trains and buses and everything else.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, I can't emphasize this enough. Check those webcams before you head up any mountains.
Oh, for sure.
Because mountain weather is just, you never know what you're going to get.
You really don't.
You know, they also say if you're planning on paragliding, try to go on a clear day with low wind.
Yeah.
You'll have a much better experience.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then if you're going up to Jungfraujoch, go early, avoid those crowds.
Good tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that really stood out to me in that video was just the hosts were just so enthusiastic.
I know.
You know, it was just, you could tell they were really having an amazing time.
Yeah, I was right there with them.
And it made me want to just grab my passport and book a trip right now.
Me too.
It was great.
Okay, so let's talk about the last resource we have.
Okay.
An article called Looking for a Thrilling Adventure Destination.
Mm-hmm.
And it focuses on some safe and thrilling adventures, which is perfect for beginners all over the world.
It's a good one, you know. This article really dives into like how diverse adventure travel is.
Yeah,
And it goes beyond just the destinations that we've already talked about.
for sure.
Like it mentions Queenstown, New Zealand.
Queenstown, the adventure capital of the Southern Hemisphere.
It is. And they're known for, well, everything. Bungee jumping, jet boating, zip lining.
Yeah,
And all of it's set against this backdrop of these incredible mountains and those crystal clear lakes.
I've heard it's amazing.
Yeah. And then it talks about Moab, Utah,
Moab.
which is, you know, really great for beginner rock climbers and mountain bikers.
I could see that.
And they have so many guided tours.
Yeah.
So you can really learn the ropes and you can, you know, test your limits, but in a really safe environment.
And the Red Rocks are so cool.
They are.
I've seen pictures. They're just unbelievable.
Yeah. And then they talk about Cape Town, South Africa,
Cape Town.
where you can paraglide off Signal Hill. I mean, imagine the views of the city, the coastline.
Oh, wow.
They also talk about snorkeling with seals, which is something I've always wanted to do.
That would be incredible.
It's on my bucket list.
Mine too.
Yeah, I know. It's really interesting how adventure travel can bring you so close to wildlife, you know?
It really is.
Yeah. And then, speaking of amazing wildlife, they talk about Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
It's just, it's a paradise for ecotourism, and you can zip line through the rainforests. You can go on jungle
Oh,
safaris.
wow.
And then finally, they talk about Nepal,
Oh,
the
no.
Himalayas.
Yeah.
And, you don't have to be an expert climber to trek through these mountains.
I was just thinking that.
There are guided treks for everyone. So it's really accessible.
So you can experience the beauty, the spirituality, the culture of the Himalayas at your own pace.
Yeah. One thing I found interesting about this article is they really emphasize guided tours, especially for beginners.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and they really highlight the importance of picking reputable tour operators
Right, right.
because, they're going to ensure your safety, they're going to give you good instruction,
Totally.
and it just makes for a more enriching experience.
Makes sense.
They really encourage people, too, to try new things.
Yeah.
And they have this line that I really like.
What is it?
It says, "Don't be afraid to try new things. Adventure travel is accessible to everyone."
I love that.
As we're talking about all these incredible places and adventures, it really strikes me that adventure travel can be such a transformative experience.
Yeah. It's not just about the thrill.
Right.
It's about how these experiences can change us.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about pushing ourselves outside our comfort zones, facing new challenges, and immersing ourselves in different cultures.
Totally.
All of those things, I think, can really broaden our perspectives. They help us to build resilience, and they help us to develop a deeper understanding of ourselves.
It's like travel can kind of shake things up a little bit.
Yeah,
And
totally.
it forces you to kind of like confront your fears. You have to
Yeah.
adapt to these new and unexpected situations.
Yeah,
And through that process, I feel like we often discover like these strengths and capabilities that we didn't even know we had.
absolutely. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
And speaking of those kind of unforgettable experiences, I have to say that anecdote from the Interlaken video about paragliding and the whole motion sickness thing,
Oh my gosh, yes.
it was hilarious.
It was so funny.
You know, it's just a good reminder that adventure travel isn't always glamorous.
So true.
It can be messy and unpredictable, sometimes maybe even a little uncomfortable.
But, often those are the moments that make for the best stories.
Totally.
Speaking of unforgettable experiences, I mean, that Queenstown video, they took us on quite a ride.
Yeah, they did.
Bungee jumping, canyon swinging. Talk about pushing the limits.
They were fearless. It
Yeah.
was so inspiring to see them just face those fears head on
Yeah.
and just embrace that adrenaline rush.
And, even if those kind of extreme activities aren't really your thing, the Queenstown video also did such a beautiful job of showcasing, the natural beauty of that region, especially those shots of Milford Sound.
Oh, Milford Sound.
Amazing.
Right. Like, yes, yeah.
It's often described as the eighth wonder of the world, and I can see why.
Right.
Those towering cliffs and those cascading waterfalls, and the water is so serene. It's just, yeah, it's like stepping into another world.
It's like a landscape painting come to life.
Yeah, it is. And it's a fjord,
Yeah.
It was carved by glaciers millions of years ago. And it's home to so much wildlife. There are seals, dolphins, penguins, all kinds of rare birds.
I had no idea.
I know.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And what's great is that you don't have to be this hardcore adventurer to really experience Milford Sound.
Right.
They showed how you can take a leisurely cruise.
Yeah.
Just soak in the views, enjoy that tranquility of nature.
It's just so peaceful.
Yeah.
It's perfect. And speaking of finding what resonates with you, right? Because
Yeah.
we were talking about that. I love how that video also highlighted the importance of sustainable travel.
Yeah, especially in a place like New Zealand,
Yeah.
They mentioned that New Zealand is really committed to ecotourism.
It seems like they're a leader in it for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
It's all about minimizing the impact of tourism on the environment, and it's also about supporting local communities.
Right.
And they had this funny story about they were trying to find a trash can, and they could barely find one
Oh, wow.
because there's so little litter.
I love that. It's a good problem to have.
It is. It is.
It's amazing. So before we move on, I'm curious from all these sources, is there anything that really resonated with you, a particular moment or insight or maybe a destination that really stood out?
That's a tough one. I'm just really drawn to this, the incredible diversity of all the landscapes and experiences that these resources highlight. But I think what really stands out to me is this underlying theme of human connection that runs through all of them,
Yeah.
you know? It doesn't matter if it's the bond that formed between those travelers and their pilot in Queenstown, or the inspiring story of Joe Stone, that adaptive athlete who is in the Moab video. It's just a reminder that adventure travel isn't just about the places we go. It's also about, the people we meet along the way. It's about those shared experiences that connect us.
I love that you said that because that's what really resonates with me too, is that human element.
Yeah.
It's like that sense of connection and shared experience that really just elevates it beyond just, checking off destinations on a list.
Right.
It's about those moments of shared laughter
Right.
and, you know, overcoming challenges together
Yeah.
and just creating memories that
Yeah.
will last a lifetime.
Absolutely. And speaking of Joe Stone and the Moab video, his story is such a powerful example of how adventure travel can be truly accessible to everyone.
Oh my gosh, he was incredible.
He was.
I was so inspired by his determination and resilience.
Yeah.
It just proves that physical limitations don't have to define your ability to explore and experience the world.
And, he brings us such a great point about the importance of access and inclusivity in adventure travel.
Yes.
We need to make sure that these incredible destinations and experiences are available to everyone. It doesn't matter what their abilities are or their background is.
It's about breaking down those barriers and creating a more inclusive and welcoming environment for every adventurer.
Absolutely. And I think, Joe's story really illustrates the transformative power of adventure.
Yeah.
It can push us beyond our perceived limits. It can connect us with others in really meaningful ways. And it can help us to discover a deeper sense of purpose and possibility.
You're so right because his story is such a great reminder that adventure really is a state of mind.
It is.
It's about that openness to new experiences
Yeah.
and that willingness to embrace the unknown, no matter what challenges we might face.
And speaking of embracing the unknown, did you catch that part in the Moab video where they came across, wait for it, dinosaur tracks?
Oh my goodness, I know.
I mean, can you imagine you're mountain biking through this incredible red rock landscape,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you come face to face with evidence of creatures that roamed the earth millions of years ago?
It's mind-blowing.
It is.
And it's like those tracks connect us to this like distant past,
Hmm.
you know? It's a reminder of the vastness of time and this ever-changing nature of our planet.
Yeah. It's a reminder that adventure travel isn't just about the present moment. It's also about connecting with the past. It's about understanding the forces that have shaped our world and appreciating this like intricate web of life that connects us all.
I love that. It's about expanding our horizons, not just geographically, but intellectually, emotionally.
Yeah.
It's about enriching our lives through these meaningful encounters with history and nature and other cultures.
Thinking back to the Banff video, I'm reminded of how they highlighted activities that kind of go beyond, like, the typical hiking and sightseeing,
Yeah.
that beer voyage on Lake Minnewanka.
Oh, yeah.
That just sounds amazing.
I know.
It's such a unique way to experience the beauty of the Canadian Rockies and, indulge in some local craft brews at the same time.
That sounds like the perfect combination, right?
It does. It does. And it's just a great example of how adventure travel can really cater to a wide range of interests. If you're a foodie or a history buff or a nature enthusiast, in this case, a beer aficionado, there's something out there for everyone.
Absolutely. And, let's not forget that article that we were talking about that highlights global adventure destinations for beginners.
Oh, yeah.
It really emphasized that you don't have to be an experienced adventurer
Right.
to embrace the thrill of exploration.
Right.
They talked about Costa Rica
Yeah.
with the zip lining through the rainforests, Nepal, trekking through the Himalayas, even if you've never done anything like it before.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a good reminder that adventure travel is accessible to everyone.
I love that.
It doesn't matter what your experience level is.
Totally.
And, the article really stressed the importance of choosing reputable tour operators.
Yes.
Especially if you're a beginner.
Especially if you're a beginner.
Yeah. They can provide that guidance, that support, the expertise that you need
Totally.
to ensure a safe and enjoyable experience.
Guided tours are such an invaluable resource when you're venturing into unfamiliar territory.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of valuable resources, I mean, that Banff video, they had some really good tips for, navigating the Canadian wilderness.
Yeah.
They talked about respecting wildlife,
Oh, yeah.
observing from a safe distance, being prepared for those unpredictable weather conditions.
Right, right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those are all essential, especially when you're exploring mountainous regions. The weather can change so quickly.
It really can.
Yeah. And just being prepared can make all the difference in having a safe and enjoyable adventure.
And speaking of having a smooth and enjoyable adventure, do you remember that tip from the Interlaken video about the Swiss half fare card?
Oh, yes.
That thing is a game changer,
It is.
especially in Switzerland,
Yeah, exactly.
where transportation costs can really add up.
Hmm.
Getting 50% off most trains, buses, even some cable cars, I mean, that can save you a lot of money, especially if you're planning on traveling around to different regions.
Absolutely. And, it just highlights the importance of, research and planning,
Yes?
especially when it comes to, budgeting and logistics.
Yeah.
A little bit of preparation can really go a long way.
It makes such a difference just in making your trip more seamless and less stressful.
Speaking of planning, I also remember a really important tip from the Queenstown video.
Okay.
Charge your batteries.
Ooh.
I mean, it sounds so simple,
I
but,
know.
it's like the classic traveler's dilemma.
It happens to all of us.
Yeah. You're out there exploring, you're capturing all these incredible moments, and then suddenly your camera or your phone dies, and you're like, ugh.
The worst.
Yeah, I know. It's such a simple thing.
It's a rookie mistake,
Mhm.
but it happens to the best of us.
Yeah, it does. I think speaking of those little things that can kind of make or break a trip,
Yeah.
I think it's just important to remember that adventure travel is really about embracing the unexpected.
Yeah, for sure.
Things aren't always going to go according to plan.
Right.
And that's okay.
That's part of the adventure, right?
It is. It is. It's those unexpected detours, those moments of spontaneity
Yeah.
that often lead to the most memorable experiences.
It's like letting go of that need for perfection and
Yeah.
embracing the imperfections,
Yeah,
the little mishaps.
Yeah, the funny things that happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And those unexpected encounters, that's what makes the journey so rich and rewarding.
Speaking of unexpected encounters, that moment in the Queenstown video where they stumbled upon, wait for it, a bra fence,
Oh, yes. The bra fence.
the legendary Cardrona bra fence.
Hmm.
It's become like a global phenomenon,
Yeah.
a roadside spectacle. It's so quirky.
I know. And, it sparked a lot of curiosity and laughter and, maybe even a little controversy over the years.
For sure.
But it's definitely a conversation starter.
Yeah, it is.
It's amazing how something as simple as a fence, adorned with lingerie,
Right.
can become a symbol of liberation and self-expression.
It's a testament to that, quirky and unpredictable nature of travel.
It really is. It's a great reminder that sometimes those most memorable travel experiences are those unscripted moments.
Yeah.
Those unexpected encounters, those quirky little discoveries that make the journey so unique and personal.
It's about embracing those moments of spontaneity, letting go of the itinerary, and allowing ourselves to be surprised by the world around us.
As we wrap up, I'm struck by just how many different kinds of adventures there are out there, from the peaceful to the extreme.
It is amazing, isn't it? You can climb mountains, explore canyons, bungee jump, or just relax by a beautiful lake.
Hmm.
Something for everyone.
It really is. And I think that's what's so great about adventure travel. It's not about checking things off a list.
Right, right.
It's about connecting with the world around you, creating stories that will stay with you forever.
And those stories, those experiences, they don't have to end when you come home.
Oh, I totally agree. They can inspire you to keep exploring, to keep looking for new adventures, to live your life to the fullest.
I love that.
Uh,
And I think it's important to acknowledge that coming home after a big trip can be it can be tough.
I know what you mean. It's almost like you've been living in a different world, a world of possibilities, and then you're suddenly back to your everyday routine. It's hard to adjust.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like that feeling you get when you finish a really good book or a movie that you just loved.
Hmm.
You want to stay in that world, but you have to come back to reality.
It's so true. I think a lot of travelers feel that way after a big adventure.
The post-adventure blues?
Exactly. You're home, everything's familiar, but a part of you is still back in those amazing places you visited. Those landscapes, those cultures, those moments that took your breath away, they stay with you.
Yeah, they do. It's like you've expanded your world, and it's hard to squeeze yourself back into your old routine.
But instead of thinking of it as a bad thing, those post-travel blues, maybe we can look at it as a chance to grow.
Okay, I like that.
It's a chance to bring those experiences into your everyday life. Bring back that sense of adventure, that openness to new things, that appreciation for the little things.
So how do we do that?
Well, it doesn't have to be anything big or fancy. It can be as simple as trying a new restaurant or exploring a new park in your town, maybe even taking a different route to work. Just small things that shake up your routine a little.
I love that. Little pockets of adventure.
Exactly. It's all about reminding yourself that the world is full of amazing things, even in the everyday.
So true. And speaking of amazing and unexpected things, did you catch that part in the Queenstown video about well, it's a unique landmark?
Oh, you mean the Cardrona bra fence?
That's it. I mean, it's
You-
become kind of famous, right? People come from all over to see it.
Yeah,
It's funny, it's quirky, it's definitely a conversation starter.
I know. It's amazing how a fence covered in bras can become the symbol of freedom and self-expression.
It is.
Mhm.
And it just shows you that travel is full of surprises. You never know what you'll find.
So true. It's all about being open to those unexpected moments, those quirky little discoveries, those things that make your trip special and unique.
I think that's a perfect note to end on.
Yeah.
Adventure is out there waiting for you. Whether it's a big trip or just exploring your own backyard, the important thing is to keep that sense of wonder alive. Embrace the unexpected. Create your own stories. And remember, adventure is a state of mind. So get out there and explore.
Absolutely.